So a lot has changed with the Brotherhood of Steel. Maxon is gone. Sort of the day-to-day bureaucracy of the modern life got to him, and I think he realized he was more of a wartime leader. And after a meeting one day with the various heads of the variety of factions, he went to his room, packed a bag, got in his power armor, got in a vertibird, and flew off into the sunset. And nobody has heard from him since. Some chaos broke out between all the settlements and the head command here, and eventually the sole survivor was appointed the acting elder of the entire Brotherhood of Steel, and each settlement was then given the opportunity to have an elder in charge of it. And Captain Kells and what's her name? The other chick, who's always in power armor. Anyway, they are both elders now. Kells is in charge of the Prydwen, and she is in charge of research and development and the Boston airport down there. And yes, for now, I oversee them all. But they generally just command their own little areas unless they have an argument or something, and they bring me in. Alright, here we are inside the Prydwen. One of the first things I did as acting elder was, if you've seen my Cambridge Brotherhood of Steel chapter, they were sort of outcasts, and I brought them back in as their own legitimate chapter, appointed one of them as an elder. Hayden or Halen, I can't remember. So anyway, seeing as Maxon's no longer using it, I have set up this area as a little mini base for myself. It's not an official base though. It's lacking some things. But I do still have the same kind of stuff. Storage. Got a whole set of games and a variety of notes and stuff. Variety of legendary weapons. Bed, little room for dog meat. I always enjoyed the view from up here, so I always wanted to get rid of Maxon and enjoy the space myself. I like to think they kind of set this place up for me, but I didn't have the heart to paint over the armors they gave me, so I used the dark one, and my companion, whoever it is, will use the lighter colored one. There we go. I have changed a couple other things. I've really beefed up the amount of guards in a variety of areas throughout the place. Maxon's quarters got entirely cleaned out, and some more beds got put in it. So basically one of the other things I did is, because I didn't take Maxon's quarters, I took that space. Everyone else got a little bump up in space and quarter size, because that freed up some more rooms, as well as my old room also got turned into extra space for everybody. So everyone's been pretty happy with the changes since Maxon's left. We'll pop out here. There's like a little tour group of random people out on the deck of the Prydwen. Got a little tour group. Adam Cat, independent trader, child of the Atom, one of the peaceful ones, I guess.
Hey, Scabber.
And some other random Vault 111 resident, some other random traders. For here we got some more recognizable folks. Remember the Red Rocket Militia,
I buy and sell.
the Railroad, and the Minutemen. Love the view up here. Down at the ground, Boston Airport. A lot more troops on display. few more barricades. One of the first major differences is I got rid of, there was a named character who hung around here. Can't even remember his name now. I used the same mod I used to get rid of Max and to get rid of him. Mainly just because he didn't put his clothes on.
I can't wait till we start live weapons training.
So I've added in a variety of more guards and just a couple more people to wander around. I've put in a bit more stock and inventory for them, especially a bunch of power armor.
Hey, Scaver. Let's try.
Got a Brotherhood merchant. Some guards out here.
And just like that, the Institute was gone in a puff of smoke. Thanks to the Minutemen.
There's a couple guards at the basement over there as well. Haven't actually changed the basement, but I like to pretend they're renovating it to use it as more barrack space and inventory space.
Next time you run an op, how about you invite your
Whoa.
sisters?
This is a little more sectioned off. Basically more troops everywhere you go.
It's not every day they let us squires out into the field.
So we're actually gonna jump over here now to the main build area. It's heavily walled off. Appears to now be inventory for boring equipment such as stationery, pens, pencils, paper clips, things like that.
Took down the Institute?
Got a little area for the wandering caravans out front. They're very isolated. And there is a little secret back door on the side here.
Lancer Captain Kells said it's gonna take a lot
Head
of
down here, we'll find the base commander. Keeping an eye on things. Power and water. This is all the behind the scenes stuff. Head up here and we will see that this is in fact not just a warehouse, but in fact a prison for members of the Institute.
Soon, I'll graduate tonight and get to take on missions like this on my own.
So of course this is where the Brotherhood is keeping their Institute prisoners. Some of them forced to do simple labor, but most of them are here of course to help with research and development on new technologies. And obviously help the Brotherhood figure out some Institute technologies. The living space, little bathroom area. So the part I'm most proud of is these robots. As you can see, they are at defensive stations,
What's good today?
but actually act as a bartender, I think a junk dealer, and
What have you got to trade today?
a chems dealer. These are the Mr. Handies from Grey Garden, and they're actually here without mods.
I'm looking for chems.
What I did is I assigned them to jobs in Grey Garden. They wouldn't stay at those jobs. They'd keep wandering around, but you could buy stuff off of them. And then I hacked them using the robotics skill or whatever. And I guided them all the way over to Boston Airport, one at a time. And when I brought them here, because without mods at the beginning, I couldn't even build stores here, so I just assigned them to defensive stations. And they kept their abilities from Grey Garden, as you can see.
What's good today?
To be merchants still. So these were my first robot merchants.
Lance,
Well before I ever used mods.
If I want to be as good as you.
So they're being very closely guarded.
Huh?
I believe they all have collars on as well.
Yes?
So even if they could, say, slip out a secret back door, they couldn't get that far away, but maybe they could pass off equipment. And what do you know? There's a secret door that leads right out into that same hallway that we entered from.
I can't believe I was lucky enough to get this assignment.
Yes? Yeah?
Top here, they can wander through the base and be taken places, but it's also being used as a storage area for things that the Brotherhood and frankly the Institute don't understand, such as alien crafts, Christmas, some vault equipment. Some of the stuff they do understand, but some of it they don't. Ancient artifacts and things that should only exist in virtual reality.
I'll graduate tonight and get to take on missions
Many of the
like this
things
on
that
my
they're
own.
studying here.
Should have been the Brotherhood dealing the final blow to the Institute.
I have changed one of these to be an actual door, so you can slip through. I've added a bunch of Institute equipment that they are helping the Brotherhood understand. Help them develop some new equipment, of course.
And just like that, the Institute was gone in a puff of smoke. Thanks to the Minutemen.
The Minutemen took down the Institute. They're more resourceful than I thought.
Alright. Well, that is the entire Boston airport.